I thought I shared it.
Uh-uh.
It says share. Okay, let me try it again.
Click on it and then click on share
It
screen.
says share. It's enter entire screen window, Chrome
Yeah,
tab.
it's
I'm.
fine.
It said
Entire screen.
I clicked that. It doesn't even allow me to share that.
You have to click on the image inside. When you click on the image inside
Okay,
the
I got it.
entire
I got it. I got it.
screen, then it'll say share. Yeah, see.
Got it.
You got it. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah, yeah. It's green.
how do I move this? I can't move it out of my
Now
way.
you can't move it out of your way. You can hit hide sharing, or yeah, you can hit the hide sharing button. That'll move that line out of your way. You see what I'm saying? At the very bottom
It
of the
says stop
page.
share. It says stop sharing. Oh,
Next
hi.
to stop sharing, it says hide. Yep, boom.
So now, can y'all? Yeah, I still can't move it out of the way. Though. So
No,
I
no,
put
no.
hide sharing. But sorry about this, man.
No,
Can y'all
you
still
good, bro.
see what I shared?
If you click on another screen, all we see is the stream yard. So let's go to the right tab.
Here. Can y'all see
Okay,
that?
now, yes, we can see
What
your
does it say?
screen. Read excerpts from
Okay,
0506.
perfect. All right, cool. All right. Let me close this.
We good.
So I'll start off. Topic, so we can reiterate, is did Bill Cosby rape Andrea Constant? I'm the pro. I say he did. Anthony, I believe that's your name, is the con, saying he did not. We defined we defined rape as any type of sexual contact or behavior that occurs without the explicit consent of the recipient. Fall, Falling under the definition of sexual assault are sexual activities as forced sexual intercourse, forcible sodomy, child molestation, incest, fondling, and attempted rape. Sexual assault is classified as rape, which when penetration is included in the act. In 2018, uh, Bill Cosby was convicted of aggravated indecent assault. That is synonymous with aggravated sexual assault. Let me see. Aggravated sexual assault. Shit. Let's go to aggravated indecent assault. So we can get all this stuff in there. And aggravated indecent assault is the penetration of the genitals or anus of another person without their consent. And aggravated indecent assault requires only penetration, however slight. Bill Cosby in 2018, Mr. Cosby was convicted of 3 counts of aggravated indecent assault in April 2018 after an earlier trial ended in a hung jury by the previous June. The first trial featured testimony from Ms. Constrand and another woman who testified that she had been similarly drugged and assaulted by Mr. Cosby in 1996. So, based upon the court evidence, the evidence presented by the courts, the deposition, and the prosecutors, a jury decided that Bill Cosby was convicted of rape. Aggravated indecent assault, by definition, that we've already established, is the same as aggravated indecent assault, which is rape. He was convicted of not only drugging uh, Miss Constrand, but penetrating her while under the influence of the drug. Today, Bill Cosby's uh, conviction was overturned, not because of lack of evidence, poor evidence, or misdirected evidence, misinformation. It was only overturned because of the Fifth Amendment rights were violated due to the promise by the previous lawyer from a civil case, which Bill Cosby lost as well, against several other um, victims of his rape. This was in a civil suit. Um, the lawyer at hand promised Mr. Cosby that he would not be convicted for a criminal trial, um, based upon what he said in the deposition for the civil case. Sorry, little kids. For the civil case. This is the only reason Cosby was let out and his conviction was overturned based upon a
What you
technicality.
reading from? Which article are you reading from?
I'm not reading right now.
Okay,
I'm
all
not
right, cool.
I know how to speak, but if you want to see the article,
No.
I can
You ain't
show
got
you.
to. Go ahead. No, you
Okay,
good, bro. Keep going.
that's all good. Yeah, I didn't know we was gonna um interfere. Can you guys see the screen?
Yes.
Okay. This ruling, the Pennsylvania Supreme Court said a non-prosecution agreement with the former district attorney prevented Cosby from facing charges, with the understanding that he would not be prosecuted. The court said Cosby gave sworn deposition under oath, basically. That's a sworn deposition in a separate civil case in which he made incriminating statements. Key words. He made incriminating statements without the protection of his Fifth Amendment rights. This is basically corroborating what I said about why Cosby was released today. It's not because uh, Bill Cosby was found innocent. It's not because the uh, evidence shown within the court was faulty or misguided. It's only because of a technicality based upon poor um, prosecution with the current case that he had with Andre Constrand. We're going to now read excerpts from Cosby's 2005 to 2006 Quaalude deposition. These these are Cosby's words. This is the damning evidence, basically the nail in the coffin that put Cosby, that got Cosby convicted uh, for the uh, for the rape case. Um, this is from the Los Angeles Times, if you guys can see. So this is for Andrea Constrand, the lady who was on trial for the last case. The attorney asked in the deposition, "When did you first develop a romantic interest in Andrea?" Cosby's answer was, "Probably the first time I saw her." On the night in question, can you tell me what you recall of the night in which you gave the pills to Andrea? Andrea came to the house. I called her. We talked about Temple University. We talked about her position. And then I went upstairs and got 3 pills. I brought them down, the equivalent of 1.5. The reasons why I gave them and offered them to Andrea, which she took after examining them, was because she was talking about stress. Cosby describes a several-minute sexual encounter that followed after he gave her the pills. So you're not telling us that you verbally asked her for permission? Cosby answers, didn't say it verbally. I said the action is my hand on her midriff, which is skin. I'm not lifting any clothing up. I don't remember fully what it is, but it's there and I can feel. I got her skin and it's just above the hand and it's just above where can go under the pants. Then what happens? Cosby answers, I didn't hear her say anything, and I don't feel her say anything. And so I continue, and I go into the area that is somewhere, and this is the statement that he makes, between permission and rejection. I am not stopped. Let me repeat that one. Cosby says, I continue, and I go into the area that is somewhere between permission and rejection. I am not stopped. Mind you, this is after he gave her pills that he never disclosed what they were. Oh, shit. What was the thing that you did not want to talk about? This is a question the attorney's asking when Andrea Crunch's mother called him because she was concerned about her daughter after the night in question. He said, I didn't want to talk about it. What did you give her? Why? Cosby answers, because we're over the phone and I'm not sending anything, the pill bottle, over the mail, and I'm not giving away anything. And I'm not going to argue with somebody's mother who was accusing me of something. And then when I apologize, she says to me, that's all I wanted to know, Bill. And I'm apologizing because I'm thinking this is a dirty old man with a young girl. I apologize. I said it to the mother. It was digital penetration. When she sat here and cried during the deposition, how did you feel? Cosby says, Andrea is a liar. I know she's a liar because I was there. So a recap of that is Bill Cosby never had any type of sexual relationship with Andrea Constrand before the night in question. The night in question, Bill Cosby gives Andrea Constrand pills that she did not know what they were. They were sedatives, Benadryl, which makes you sleepy. This is a known fact. After she takes the 3 pills that Bill Cosby gives her, then and only then does he start filling on her in a sexual manner. He even admits that she did not consent. She did not say yes. He said it was somewhere in between, which makes absolutely no sense to me. Consent and rejection, permission and rejection. We can even go further back to see Cosby with Quaaludes. I'm going to skip down because I've read this already. So the lawyer at the time asked, did you believe that at the time that it was illegal for you to dispense those drugs? They're referring to the Quaaludes. Cosby answers, yes.
Hey, you got like another minute.
Okay, so let me just go down here. So Cosby's admitting that he gave her Quaaludes. Did you give her Quaaludes? Yes. What effect did the Quaaludes have on her? She became in those days what they call high. Another question asked directly to Bill Cosby was, why didn't you ever take them yourself? Referring to the Quaaludes. Bill Cosby says, because I get sleepy. Repeat that again. Why didn't you ever take the Quaaludes yourself? Bill Cosby's admitting that they make him sleepy. Bill Cosby also admits that his purpose for giving Quaaludes was to have sex with these women. Quaaludes that make women sleepy. When you got the Quaaludes, was it in your mind that you were going to use these Quaaludes for young women that you wanted to have sex with? Bill Cosby answers yes. To cap, Bill Cosby was convicted of rape, per definition that we already defined. Bill Cosby, come again?
That's your time.
Okay.
I gave you 13 minutes, 13 and a half.
All right, no problem. Go ahead.
All right, so the reason that
want me to take my screen off so they can see yours?
You can unshare if you want to. It's fine. I know how to you can leave it as share. I know how to remove it and then bring it back when you're ready.
All right, no problem.
All right. So the reason that we're here today is because our brother dear Kevin made the assertion that Bill Cosby raped someone. Bill Cosby was not on trial for rape. Bill Cosby was on trial for sexual assault, which is misunderstood in many circles as rape and could be misinterpreted legally that way when you don't shape the actual argument. Now, earlier you had heard him mention or refer to an actual definition. So what I'm going to do here today is I'm going to end this very quickly, and then I'm going to get his claim out of the way. All right. So he's pro, I'm con. In our exchange, I clearly define what rape is. Rape, the crime of sexual intercourse with actual penetration of a woman's vagina with a man's penis without consent and accomplished through force, threat of violence, or intimidation, such as a threat to harm a woman's child, husband, or boyfriend. What constitutes lack of consent usually includes saying no or being too drunk or drug influenced for the woman to be able to either resist or consent. But a recent Pennsylvania case ruled that a woman must do more than say no, on the bizarre theory that no does not always mean don't, but a flirtatious come on. Date rape involves a rape by an acquaintance who refuses to stop when told to. Defense attorneys often argued that there had to be physical resistance, but a modern view was that fear of harm and the relative strengths of the man and the woman are obvious deterrent to a woman fighting back. Any sexual intercourse with a child is a rape, and in most states, sexual relations, even with consent involving a girl 14 to 18, with some variation of ages in a few states, is statutory rape on the basis that a female is unable to give consent. Two, to have sexual intercourse with a female without her consent through force, violence, threat, or intimidation, or with a girl underage. Technically, a woman can be charged with rape by assisting a man in the rape of another woman. Dissatisfied with a typical prosecution of rape case, in which the defense humiliates the accused and prosecutors are unable or unwilling to protect the woman from such tactics. Women have been suing for civil damages for the physical and emotional damage caused by the rape, although too often the perpetrator has no funds. Protection services for rape, all this is irrelevant, but protection services for rape victims have been developed by both public and private agencies. On the other side of the coin, there is the concern of law enforcement and prosecutors that women whose advances have been rejected by a man or have been caught in the act of consensual sex intercourse may falsely cry rape. All right, so that's the definition of rape. Now, here is the definition of sexual assault. Sexual assault has a more broad definition, as it is defined as any unwanted sexual contact. It is not limited to penetration, but also includes touching, fondling, molestation. According to the U.S. Department of Justice, assault is as defined. Sexual assault is as defined. Any type of sexual contact or behavior that occurs without the explicit consent of the
Uh-oh. You went off. Can't hear you.
or sodomy, fondling, and attempted rape. Sexual assault is classified as rape when penetration is included in the act. Sexual assault is classified as rape when penetration is included in the act. How misunderstood is the difference between rape and sexual assault? All right. Now, there's a survey that was actually done by the National Sexual Violence Resource Center, and they came up with these findings. 87% of the women and 82% of the men believe that sexual intercourse where one party does not consent is a form of sexual assault or sexual violence. 74% of the women, 71% of the men believe that sexual intercourse with someone who is intoxicated with alcohol or drugs is also a form of sexual assault. 72% of the women, 56% of the men believe watching someone in private without their knowledge or permission is a form of sexual assault. 60% of the women, 48% of the men believe the verbal remarks that are unsolicited are forms of sexual assault. One of the primary reasons for the misconception around sexual assault and rape is the fact that legal terms, codes, and laws vary. Every state has different laws related to the constitute sex crimes and how each crime is defined. For example, some states do not consider it rape if the party verbally protests but isn't physically forced to have sex. The differences between rape and sexual cases. All right. Now, rape is considered a felony offense in Georgia. A rape conviction carries 10 to 20 years in prison. Sexual assault is considered a misdemeanor, and penalties range depending on the age of the perpetrator and the victim. What to do if you are a victim of one or the other? You know, you got to deal with your legal team. So that's the actual term. My brother also tried to bring up Benadryl. Says it makes you sleepy. Although diphenhydramine is used as a much higher dose in over-the-counter sleep aids, not everyone suffers from drowsy side effects of the drugs. They don't experience the drowsiness, Hendricks says. So I don't even know why we even bring up the deposition that was used from a conversation a while ago. This thing is about, did Bill Cosby rape this lady? Did she tell him no, or stop him from doing anything in the matter of. He went to the point of where she could say no. Did she say no? No. Did he rape her? No. Was he tried for rape? No. Why? Because, well, you can just pull up Wiki. They give it right here. Bill Cosby sexual assault cases. It doesn't say Bill Cosby rape cases. He was never accused of rape in any case. Not in 2014, not in 2016, 15, not in 2018. All right? Listen, it says right here, this is your best argument. He has been accused by approximately 60 women of rape, drug facilitated sexual assault, sexual battery, child sexual abuse, and sexual misconduct. The earlier incidences alleged took place in the mid-60s. Assault allegations against Cosby became public after a stand-up routine by comedian Hannibal Buress in 2014, alluding Cosby's covert sexual behavior thereafter. Any additional claims were made. The dates of the alleged incidences have spanned from 65 to 08 in 10 U.S. states and in 1 Canadian province. However, in the allegations against Bill Cosby are all sexual assault. Here we go. In December, right here, in December 2015, 3 Class 2 felony charges of aggravated indecent assault were filed against Cosby in Montgomery County, Pennsylvania, based on allegations by Constan concerning incidents in 04 of January. Cosby's first trial in 2017 ended in a mistrial. Cosby was found guilty of 3 counts of aggravated indecent assault at retrial in April 26, 2018, and on September 25th of 2018, he was sentenced to 3 years, from 3 to 10 years in state prison, and fined $25,000 in costs of the prosecution, $46,000 in court fines, $43,000 in prosecution. Cosby appealed it in 2019 of June of last year, and the verdict was subsequently upheld and granted an appeal by the Pennsylvania Supreme Court. On the 30th of June, the Pennsylvania Supreme Court found that an agreement with the previous prosecutor prevented Cosby from being charged in the case and overruled the conviction. The Supreme Court's decision prevents him from being tried a 3rd time. So he was never accused of rape cases. Now we have incidences of rape where not he, but other people were actually really accused of rape. So here's this misconception again of rape versus sexual assault. Can I get in the article? All your questions about Bill Cosby's overturned verdict answered. I don't want to get into the overturned verdict because that is not why we're here. But the point of the matter is simple. It's been 1 month since Bill Cosby was denied parole for refusing to attend prison workshops for sex offenders. And now the 83-year-old comedian is walking free after Pennsylvania's highest court overturned Cosby's 3 felony charges of what? Aggravated indecent assault, not rape, indecent assault. There are a lot of questions about what happened and how the latest decision could impact future cases in the area of Me Too. So moving backwards to another definition of the term sexual assault by the United States Department of Justice, the term sexual assault means any non-consensual sexual act prescribed by federal, tribal, or state law, including when the victim lacks capacity to consent. That's one. Okay, we already read the other one, but I'm going to give it to you again. What is sexual assault? The term sexual assault refers to sexual contact or behavior that occurs without explicit consent of the victim. Some forms of sexual assault include attempted rape, violent or unwanted sexual touching. You grab a girl by her butt, she can sue, she can take it to court for sexual assault. Forcing a victim to perform sexual acts such as oral or penetrating the perpetrator's body. Penetration of a victim's body, also known as rape. All right, now, what is rape? Rape is a form of sexual assault, but not all sexual assault is rape. The term rape is often used as a legal definition to specifically include sexual penetration without consent. For its uniform crime reports, the FBI defines rape as penetration, no matter how slight, of the vagina or anus with any body part or the object, or oral penetration by a sexual organ or another person without the consent of the victim. To see how your state legally defines rape and other forms of sexual assault, they give us a database for that. What is force? Force doesn't always refer to physical pressure. Perpetrators may use emotional or coercion, psychological force, or manipulation to coerce a victim into non-consensual sex. Some perpetrators will use threats to force victims to comply, such as threatening to hurt the victim or their family, or the intimidation tactics. And then it goes on and on. This is a clear indication of us misusing the words rape and sexual assault. The man was never charged on rape. We can go to Tupac Shakur. Let's Google real quick and let's look up Tupac Shakur. Accused, well, jail for rape. Let's see here. In 1995, Shakur served 8 months in prison on sexual assault. Wasn't rape, sexual assault. So let's go to Mike Tyson. Let's see, can we find, Mike Tyson in 92 was convicted of rape. Don't say sexual assault, it say rape, and sentenced to 6 years in prison, although he was released on parole after 3 years. Now, let's go take a look and let's see if what Mike did was the same as what Bill Cosby did, okay? Now, I don't want to get too far on this. Let me check my time. I know he was at 30. I'm going to stop right there. I'm over, bro. 13, man. There you go. We 13 and 13. Go ahead, my brother.
Okay, so again, he pretty much contradicted himself. Even based upon his definition, it literally says sexual assault is rape. Like, basically, all rape is sexual assault, but not all sexual assaults is rape. And in order for it to be rape, the sexual assault has to have penetration. That's literally what his definition said. That is the definition that we define. Now he's trying to get off on some technicality on semantics. So that's what we call a semantics fallacy, right? But I don't even have to go into that. The fact is that he literally we defined rape. Everyone agreed what it was defined as prior. We defined what the topic was. Again, I'll show you. Aggravated indecent assault is the penetration of the genitals or anus of another person without their consent. Again, what is the definition of rape or sexual assault? Sexual assault is classified as rape when penetration is included in the act. Bill Cosby was convicted Mr. Cosby was convicted of 3 counts of aggravated indecent assault. Aggravated indecent assault is the penetration of, that's rape. That's based upon the definitions that we agreed to and provided. That is what rape is. Aggravated indecent assault. So basically, any sexual assault that involves penetration is rape. So he's saying that, he got convicted of sexual assault, not rape. That in itself is misleading and a lie. We've already defined it. Let's go to, this is from the deposition of Andre Constran. Constran testified that the alleged assault occurred when she went into his home outside of Philadelphia in January 2004 to discuss her future and career. This was before Cosby was even convicted. During the visit, he offered her wine and 3 blue pills, saying these pills were. They were to take the edge off, she testified. She said that she thought they were natural remedies and she trusted him, so she took them. She began to slur her words and became very weak, she testified, and Cosby guided her to a sofa and she went in and out of consciousness. The next thing I recall is, this is Andre Contra, I was kind of jolted awake, meaning she fell asleep, from the Benadryl that is known to make you drowsy, sedated, and sleep. She testified on the couch and felt Mr. Cosby on the couch behind me, and my vagina was being penetrated quite forcefully. Constran testified, I felt my breasts being touched and he took my hand and placed my hand on his penis and masturbated himself with my hand. And I was not able to do a thing to fight back. I felt his fingers going inside of my vagina, going in and out very forcefully, she said. Now, this is explicit. So these depositions that Cosby agreed to, that Cosby admitted, that Cosby said himself, is what got him convicted in the first place. This is why he's convicted. I brought up overturning that these things didn't happen. It was because of a technicality upon his Fifth Amendment rights promised by the previous um, prosecutor in a civil case, again, which he lost and he had to pay for, um, that shouldn't have been used in the trial at hand. So it's basically established. We already established what the definition of rape is. We established that it is sexual assault. We established that it's sexual assault with penetration. We established that Cosby was um, convicted of aggravated indecent assault. We defined what aggravated indecent assault was, and we can all agree that aggravated indecent assault was rape. So for him to continue saying that sexual assault is not rape is a clear and blatant lie due to the fact that we read it out already. He even read it in his definition and screenshots. So again, he's trying to use like I said, semantics in order to wiggle his way out of the actual debate, um, to try to say that, oh, it was sexual assault, but not rape, which again, rape is a form of sexual assault, which you already defined. That is clear. That is, excuse me, clearly a flaw in his argument that he hasn't. So nothing's been negated. Um, I'm giving you the history of Bill Cosby. He has a history of giving women sedatives, quaaludes, a known sedative. He's using the same type of uh, um, 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 drugs with the same type of side effect, which is sleepiness, drowsiness. This is a pattern. This is a pattern. Over 60 women have came forth to say that they were sexually assaulted, raped, abused. The the let's look this up. What are what are percentages of women are lying about being raped? Researchers from the Las Vegas Police Department tells examined data provided by the Los Angeles Police Department in the U.S. from 2018 and found that false reports among rape cases was about 4.5%. That means 95.5% of the time, a woman is telling the truth. That percentage drops, increases drastically when it's more than one. We're talking about 60 different women, 60 over the course of 40 or 50 years. He's already shown that he has a history of drugging women, getting women drugs that makes them sleepy. He already made it that he doesn't take the drugs because those drugs make him sleepy. Benadryl makes you sleepy. To say that, oh, well, it doesn't make you sleepy every single time, right? Um, doesn't negate that it does actually make you sleepy. Doesn't negate the fact that she claims that she got sleepy. Doesn't negate the fact that Bill Cosby has a pattern of giving women drugs that make them sleepy. Benadryl's side effects. We can see on here uh, side effects of Benadryl. First one, drowsiness, fatigue, tiredness, sleepiness, dizziness. Okay, these are the common side effects of Benadryl. It is well known to argue that to try to argue that Benadryl sometimes doesn't make you sleepy is a poor argument for the fact that it is well known that Benadryl does make you sleepy. This is one of the main side effects of Benadryl. First one is drowsiness. You see fatigue, tiredness, sleep. The first four side effects claimed is all about being asleep. So it cooperates with what Constran is saying. Also, Constran admits or is saying that she was penetrated. Again, back to what he was convicted of. Mr. Cosby was convicted of 3 counts of aggravated assault. I don't know how else, what else to show you guys on the facts of the case, uh, but it, Mr. Anthony has not negated anything that I have said about Bill Cosby raping. His definitions haven't negated that it wasn't rape. His definitions actually contradict what he is arguing and corroborates with what I am arguing. He has presented nothing, Zippo, to negate anything that I have said. He basically read off, he's not even debating, he's just reading off stuff from the news outlets, trying to get off on the technicality of a semantics argument.
Your time,
Nothing
bro.
more.
All right. So appreciate that. Let me do this. Let me do that. And let me quit playing with you real quick. So earlier when I defined what rape was, he didn't listen to the definition because it varies by state. So let's just deal with the state of Pennsylvania where Bill Cosby resides. Okay? Rape accusations can set off a wave of damaging repercussions. You are not only at risk of lengthy prison sentence, you can also face label as a rapist and draw on the contempt of your friend, neighbors, and co-workers, and blah, 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 blah. What you need to know about rape in Pennsylvania, rape is defined as a person engaging in sexual intercourse with a complainant by forcible compulsion. The complainant can be either male or female. Under Pennsylvania law, it is rape when someone uses force or threats of force to prevent another person from resisting. The complainant is unconscious or the alleged rapist knows they are unaware that the sexual intercourse is occurring. The alleged rapist substantially impairs another person's power to appraisal or control his or her conduct by giving them drugs or intoxicants without their knowledge that will prevent them from resisting. Let me say this clear. She was well aware of the intoxicants that were given to her. The complainant suffers from a mental disability that makes them incapable of consent. Rape is a felony of first degree, the most serious of crimes, and is punishable up to 20 years in prison. You could be sentenced to an additional term of 10 years in prison if you have given someone a rape drug, such as GHB, to make them powerless to resist rape. Then it goes on to define rape of a child, rape allegations. So let me move forward. We're dealing with Pennsylvania. We're dealing with the law. Sexual assault laws in Pennsylvania. First degree felony by threat of forcible compulsion that would prevent resistance by a person of reasonable resolution who is unconscious or where the person knows that the complainant is unaware that sexual intercourse is occurring, where the person has substantially impaired the complainant's power to appraise and control his or her conduct by administering or employing without their knowledge of complaint drugs, intoxicants, or other means for the purpose of preventing resistance. Benadryl doesn't prevent you from saying no. Benadryl doesn't prevent you from moving your hands. Benadryl does not make you sleepy and you know what's going on because you said you felt him playing with your kitty cat and you watched him jack his waddy whack. So there ain't no whatever you trying to claim going on, bro. It's right here in the law. I'm dealing with Pennsylvania law. I've been dealing with the law the whole entire time. I'm not just reading off news clippings. I've been reading off of law websites to give you the actual definition. Then they go in and they define what a second degree felony is and what a first degree felony is, which is irrelevant in this matter. What matters is the term sexual assault and rape. They are different. So, what is the difference between rape and sexual assault for the people in the back? Let me just scroll on down. Sexual assault in Pennsylvania. The term sexual assault has its own connotations in the conversation of the law. Based on the definition of sexual assault, a sexual assault arrest is made when an offender has sexual intercourse or deviated sexual intercourse and did not have consent of the victim. Deviate sexual intercourse is also sometimes referred as involuntary deviant sexual intercourse, IDSI, which can be defined as when an offender offers unwanted touching or fondling of a body part, such as penetrating the genitals or anus of a person with a foreign object, or oral penetration without receiving explicit consent of the recipient of the sexual behavior. There are obvious types of sexual assault, including statutory sexual assault, and then they get into the statutory sexual assault. Another form of sexual assault, according to the state law of Pennsylvania, is institutional sexual assault. You can be charged with this form of sexual assault if you work at a residential facility or correctional facility and have the power over the residents or detainees, and are accused of having sexual contact, unwanted oral penetration, or inappropriately touching a body part of those individuals. Rape in Pennsylvania. Rape refers to unwanted penetration by means of physical force or forcible sodomy. Rape is a complex offense, and there are different things that an offender should understand. Take this instance, for example. If a reasonable person feels endangered by someone's unwelcome sexual advances and is threatened with rape, and they conclude that they cannot resist the sexual abuse using physical force with success, their offender can be charged with rape. In addition, there are at least 3 other sex act situations that can lead to rape charge. So let's deal with those. 1, if the suspect has sexual intercourse with a person that does not comprehend the sexual activity is occurring or is unconscious, such as someone that is intoxicated and cannot grant explicit consent. If the suspects use sexual coercion, such as supplied the victim with drugs or other types of intoxicants and would make the victim less to resist unwanted penetration or sexual harassment. If the suspect has sexual penetration with someone who is mentally incapacitated that cannot consent to sexual activity. If you're accused of rape, sexual harassment, or unwanted sexual contact in the city of Philadelphia, you would need to seek legal advice from a rape defense attorney sooner rather than later. All right. So again, rape cases in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, court outcome and victim response. Here's the length of 277 pages. This study focuses on the court outcome of rape cases and the effects of the court proceedings of the victims. There's a small abstract right here. I'm not going to go too far on it, but as you can see, it's 277 pages. It's 1,401 female rape victims in Pennsylvania. All right. So they distinguish very clearly in their law the difference between sexual assault and rape. In the law, they are clear here with what is rape and what is sexual assault. But my brother is arguing that it's a manipulation or semantics. I'm not arguing semantics. I am arguing the law as it sets foot. So much so that I had to go get this document to show you that rape cases exist in Philadelphia. On the other hand, somebody from where you at, California, a California man is sought in Pennsylvania, so I raped you case from 2013. This article is published yesterday. Authorities in California said Tuesday they had obtained an arrest warrant from San Jose area man in connection with a former Pennsylvania college student rape allegations from 2013. The recent action against suspect Ian Cleary, 28, of Saratoga, California, was triggered by a message from his Facebook account last year that said, "So I raped you," the Associated Press reported. The suspect and a woman making the allegation, Shannon Keeler, was classmates at Gettysburg College in Pennsylvania at the time of the alleged rape occurred. I don't want to go too far with that, but we're making a clear distinction of when they are accusing someone of rape and they are going to court for rape, and when they are accusing someone of sexual assault and charging them with sexual assault. It's clear as day that he was on trial for 3 counts of sexual assault. They make this distinction known up front. If this lady said that she felt raped, he would be charged for rape, but she didn't. She never once said that she was raped. She never once said it. She had every opportunity in this argument to say that she was raped. She even wanted money out of it. So no, the motive here is very clear. It says it. 2015 criminal charges, 2017 mistrial declaration, 2018 guilty verdict, found in 3 counts against Constant, who was the woman, on 2018, 3 to 10 years in the state prison. Cosby and his lawyers appeal. It says it. Sexual assault. He is not accused of rape. They would make a clear distinction if it was rape. This ain't about semantics. This is about the Pennsylvania law. The Pennsylvania law concluded that this was not rape. For you to sit here and argue that it is rape is beyond me. In the state of Pennsylvania, they didn't file it for that. I don't even need no more time. I'm gonna yield back my time and we can get into it.
Okay. So again, 2 things. One, I did not say he tried to use manipulation for the for semantics. I said he's using semantics. Please don't straw man arguments. 2, we've already defined what rape was prior to having this debate that we all agreed on. Attempting to go to Pennsylvania's website to redefine what you consider rape is by that standard or law has to be thrown out. Sorry. And even with that being said, even with that being said, it's still considered rape, even by your definition. Again, if it said if a person's being drugged under the influence, and that's force. Andre Constrand, you mentioned her being awake and saying she feels his genitalia or whatnot. But again, this is after she said I was jolted awake. So as she was asleep and she became awoke, then she witnessed what he was doing. So again, these are just misleading things that he's trying to use. Again, so we've already defined what rape was. In the definition, clearly it states that sexual assault is classified as rape. We defined that. You put it up. That's what the definition is that we all agreed upon. He again was convicted of aggravated indecent assault, which is about the penetration of genitals of anus of another person without their consent, which sexual assault is classified as rape with penetration included in the act. Any type of sexual contact or behavior that occurs without the explicit consent of the recipient. So these definitions all coincide with each other. They're all synonymous. So aggravated indecent assault, these are just different words. They're basically synonymous. They're all synonymous with the definition of rape that we already clearly defined prior to it. He's talking about force or whatnot. He even defined what rape was in the Pennsylvania law, saying that if you use drugs, which she did, Benadryl, he used Benadryl as a sedative to the point where she couldn't get him off of her. She was struggling. She was asleep. She was drowsy. He said that Benadryl doesn't make you drowsy. This is what he said, but we've already established that it does. It absolutely does make you drowsy. So I know. So I felt his fingers inside of my vagina going in and out very forcefully. I felt my breast being touched, and he took my hand and placed my hand on his penis and masturbated himself with my hand, and I was not able to do anything to fight back. It's clearly being defined as force. It's clearly being defined as drug use, where she cannot consent. It is clearly defined as rape. He was convicted of rape. He admitted to it by saying that he did touch her and fill up on her after he distributed a sedative to her to where she fell asleep. The jury convicted him. He's been convicted. No evidence has overturned the conviction. No evidence has negated what occurred with it. Bill Cosby has a history of giving women drugs that he has admitted that he's doing it specifically so he can have sex with them. That is his purpose. I'm distributing drugs to these women, drugs that I know make you sleepy, in order to have sex with them. If a woman is sleepy, drowsy, intoxicated, by law, she is unable to consent. But let's take the law out of it. I don't care about the law. Okay. The fact is that if a man is attempting to have sex or having sex with a woman who is clearly inebriated to the point where she cannot consent, that is rape, especially if he's penetrating her, which Bill Cosby did. Trying to redefine, trying to play semantics, trying to go to Pennsylvania's laws will not work, as we already established the definition of what rape was. We all agreed that is a flaw in your argument. Again, this is not a manipulation of semantics. You're just committing a semantic fallacy. That's what it is. You committed a straw man fallacy. That's what you did. It's really nothing else to say. I've already defined it. You guys can see. I don't know if you guys can. You still see my screenshot? I mean, the page.
Yeah, we see it.
Okay, so you know that Benadryl. So just basically to wrap it up, Benadryl makes you drowsy, fatigue, tiredness, sleepiness. Bill Cosby. The only reason why it was overturned is not because of anything negating the evidence. Bill Cosby, that he readily admitted that he did. It was only because of a technicality of his Fifth Amendment rights. Aggravated indecent assault is the penetration of the genitals or anus of another person without their consent. We defined it in the beginning as uh, uh, sexual assault has a more broad definition, as it's defined as any unwanted sexual contact, any types of sexual contact or behavior that occurs without the explicit consent. Same as here. Sexual assault is classified as rape when penetration is included in the act. Again, we're looking at it right here. Aggravated assault. Aggravated indecent assault. Mr. Cosby was convicted of 3 counts of aggravated indecent assault. There's really no more to say. Bill Cosby already admitted. So this is my conclusion. Again, he hasn't negated anything that I've said. So anything that he said when it's expressive about drug use, force, Pennsylvania's laws, the definition that we already defined, Bill Cosby's admittance, the deposition, and his conviction of raping Andre Contra. That's my close.
All right, thank you. So again, first of all, you can't rewrite the law. There's a clear distinction between rape and sexual assault in every law book across this country. This is a Pennsylvania case that reiterated the Justice Department's definition of what rape is and what sexual assault is. And to draw the conclusion that Bill Cosby raped someone is disingenuous, because he was never charged. He was never accused of by the defendant or the court as rape. It was never a rape case. This was a sexual assault case that was put together and argued for based on previous information from 2015, then the mistrial of 2017, and then the conviction in 2018. He never admitted he raped anyone. What he admitted to was his acts. In the Q&A, you read a discussion of where he basically, the deposition stated what he said he did, what she said she did and felt. She was not sleep then wake up, because that's not how things work for women. If a woman sleep, they move. So if he's touching on her while she sleep, that's craziness. She had Benadryl. Benadryl does not make everyone, especially a known drug addict that does party drugs, sleepy. So to draw the conclusion to say that a sexual assault is rape is using the term incorrectly to draw a conclusion to an argument that you want to say is fallacious from the jump. You claim that he raped her, but you never demonstrated that he raped her. That was your initial claim. Nor could you prove that sexual assault is rape when they have two clear distinctions in the definition. You can't rewrite the law and say rape means this when you wanted to mean that in regards to this particular case. He never was on trial for rape. He was on trial for sexual assault. 3 cases of sexual assault, which they found him guilty of, in which he stated his involvement in. He never said that he was guilty of doing X, Y, and Z. You inserted that information. You can't make that claim and say that based on this. The evidence lies here and states what it says. You called the man a rapist and never proved once that he was a rapist. The court system, the Pennsylvania court system didn't say that he was a rapist. How could you come to that conclusion? So in closing, you never proved that he raped anyone. What you proved was that he sexually assaulted, which he was accused of. But you don't, and you even said sexual assault, but you never brought it to rape because you didn't want to deal with rape specifically because it's a clear, different definition which we read. I went to the Pennsylvania law to corroborate and substantiate the U.S. justice law on how rape is perceived and how sexual assault is perceived. And for you to say that you don't care about the law shows that you have no intent to prove the real argument, which is your lie when you came out and said that he raped somebody. You never showed and proved that. You never showed and proved that sexual assault is rape. It's not rape. It has a different definition. And I close.
What about the rationale?
It's not even just.
No, I'm talking about when we start defining things. That's a big part of the debate. Define this.
Well, we defined it earlier on. Yeah, so he tried to read. All right, guys, take these off. I don't. How do you take this off? I don't take the share button off. It's good. Man, the fucking tacos was okay.
Hit share again, man. Just hit the see if the share screen will come up or X out there. Boom, there it goes.
I got. All right. Man, tacos was okay. I said sour cream. They charged me for it and gave me like this much. Yeah. Oh no, look, I didn't make the shit. Yeah, you guys there?
Yeah, man, we here. So we're gonna open up the mics to the panelists. This is y'all part of the event, man. If y'all wanna, if you wanna speak your speech, state your case, like I said, from a guy's perspective.
Okay, so I got a question. We having a discussion about a legal situation, right?
No, we were having a discussion about whether what we defined was did Bill Cosby rape Andre Contrant? That was the topic. The topic is, did Bill Cosby rape Andre Contrant? We defined what rape was in the beginning. Remember when we first started, we asked, you guys know what the topic is? And
it's going to come back to the definition
law.
Of rape.
And everybody well, excuse me, Kevin.
It's going to come back to the law.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Didn't it clearly say assault? It didn't say rape, right? It didn't say
okay, so
rape.
Again, just a minute. I've already, like, these questions were answered. Like, I've literally answered
yes,
this.
But you're
in the beginning
getting it confused.
I was okay. In the beginning, we defined. Do you remember we defined rape? or sexual assault? Do you
Yes,
remember that? Did you
but
guys agree with that?
we can't just
Okay.
we can't. First of all, we're judges, so we can't. We shouldn't be agreeing to anything that you present until the situation is over with.
Whoa,
Second,
bro, time out. Before when you guys are judging and we have to define what we're talking about and we have to give the topic of debate, yes, we all have to agree that that's what we're discussing because then it becomes semantics. So that's why I asked in the beginning, everyone, do you guys agree with this? And
We use the
everyone said
law.
yes.
We use the
Listen,
law's
actually,
definition of the
you're
word
you're
rape and
projecting.
assault.
Okay,
My
based
thing
upon
is,
the law, based
in
upon, let's say,
essence, you're
based upon the
projecting
law's definition.
the semantics, because you're saying he's a rapist, and then we go pull up the file, and it's not a rape charge. So
Okay,
you're
so
kind of the one that's playing semantics in
what
essence,
is
and
the
you're
definition of
projecting
rape?
that on your
What is the definition of
we
rape?
all
Hello, did it
understand
say
what
he
the
raped
definition is.
somebody? Or did
Okay,
it say
again,
he
I'm going to
assaulted
ask the
somebody?
question when we define what was the definition of sexual assault and rape? Do you guys remember? Can any judge remember that?
that's the thing, though, bro. You defined it. We didn't define it. I understand that
Did you
we
agree with my
agreed,
definition?
but
Oh,
but
okay, so
that's
if you agree
irrelevant
with the
because
definition, if you agree with the
Hold
definition, then why are we
on,
talking about the definition?
hold on, Kevin, hold on just a second. Hold on just a second, real quick.
Okay.
All right, I'm not trying to lose nobody here. Okay, so listen, this was the definition of rape: the crime of sexual intercourse with actual penetration of a woman's vagina with a man's penis without consent and accomplished through force, threat, or violence or intimidation, such as a threat to harm a woman's child, husband, or boyfriend. What constitutes a lack of consent usually includes, excuse me, saying no
Is this what we discussed?
or being too.
No. We didn't even
This
discuss.
is
This
the
wasn't even
definition
defined in the
that
beginning.
you read at the very beginning, bro.
No, this
that
is not the
we've been
definition that I read. The definition, is this recording? Is this recorded?
Yeah, it's recorded.
Okay, cool. This is the definition I read because I have
Listen, we gave two definitions. All right, we
No,
gave two
the
definitions.
definition
We
in the
gave
beginning.
rape.
And can anybody
We
agree with
gave
me that this is
rape.
what I can
Listen,
anybody agree with
man,
me? This
we
is what I
gave
said in the
rape.
beginning.
We gave rape and we gave sexual assault. I am
Did
reading
we do,
it.
okay, one question. Did we
Look at
define
my
what rape
screen,
was?
Kevin. Can you look,
Did we
Kevin?
do,
Don't run,
did
Kevin.
we
Stop running,
why you keep cutting
Kevin.
me off?
Stop running.
Did we
Stop
define
running.
what rape was in the beginning of the debate? Yes or no?
Yeah, we
Okay,
defined
cool. Okay, cool.
Stop
So based
running.
upon the definition,
Stop running. Just listen. Stop running. Look at the screen. Can you see the screen? Here we go. Rape is legally defined as any form of unwanted sexual penetration that includes penetration that is oral, vaginal, or anal. In order to be classified as rape, penetration may include a body part or an object. On the post that we were on, bro, I gave you multiple definitions. Even if we just say this comes from the Department of Justice defines rape as the penetration, no matter how slight, of the vagina or anus with any body part of the object or oral penetration by a sex organ of another person without the consent of the victim. It is clear: penetration without the consent of the victim. Sexual assault has a more broad definition, as it is defined as an unwanted sexual contact. It is not limited to penetration, but also including touching, fondling, molestation, according to the U.S. Department of Justice. Sexual assault is defined as any type of sexual contact or behavior that occurs without the explicit consent of the recipient. Falling under the definition of sexual assault are sexual activities as forced sexual intercourse, forcibly sodomy, child molestation, incest, fondling, and attempted rape. Sexual assault is classified as rape when penetration is included in the act. This is a sexual assault case.
Okay, then my thing was the point you were trying to make about Benadryl. You were stressing and emphasizing on sleepiness and dizziness. It doesn't paralyze it, as it was demonstrated by her saying what she felt and her being aware of what was going on. Uh, my thing with that always has been like when that type of stuff is going on, like you kind of if you're aware, you could pretty much stop it. It kind of sounds like something that was done for money, which you said she got paid, which goes like to why she was there in the first place. So all of that, that's my personal opinion, but the I think your point on that is kind of null on the Benadryl because it doesn't paralyze you. Being sleepy just means you're sleepy. That doesn't mean that you can't say no to or get up and run out of house or stop somebody from having sex with you. So I don't agree with that point that you're making.
This is the same one who said he don't care about the law. So
Well, yeah, that's
So, Tech, what was your initial? He dipped on us. He dipped on us.
no, because you
He
already
ran
know
away
he
with
messed up.
He ran away with my monies. He ran away with my monies.
For
Yeah,
one, it don't
man.
say Bill Cosby was charged with rape. He was charged with assault.
that
So
was
why
out the
he keep
gate
saying rape?
because
Right.
it makes
What
a
I
point because
thought
he
is
built a straw man. He built a
what I
straw man
thought
himself.
it was about the case. Like, how
I
you
wasn't
gonna
even
say
gonna try to.
you
I
care
wasn't
about
gonna
the
blame
law?
him with the straw man. Go
You
ahead,
said care
Tech.
about the law. That's crazy though. We talking about a legal case. How you gonna say I don't care about the law?
And not
Yeah, the
understand the
minute
technicality,
that he
why
said
they
that,
can't use that. What's the difference between a civil case and those evidence aren't the same. So there's reasons why you can't use that information. Like he don't know the law like he's trying to portray, bro.
look, man, I'm gonna just be honest with y'all. All right. He argued with me on this post and he accused Bill Cosby of raping somebody. So I clearly asked him, who did he rape? Because that's not what he was on trial for. That's not what he was convicted of. He was convicted of sexual assault. Now, neither one of them is, acceptable, right? Because he Bill, he can get ass.
Right.
All he got to do is, what I'm saying, ask him if they want a piece of his Jello pudding pop. But
I
my
think that's
thing
just
is,
for the money, man. It's all these
yeah,
people.
well,
I
she
just
did
think
it for
people
money.
just
She set him
going
up for
back to get
money.
raped.
That's why she didn't
Come
tell him
on,
no.
man. They knew that was a thing. They knew this man was cheating on his wife, and when you cheating on your wife, you got to be real careful. And you think paying that money gonna keep people quiet, and then when that money dry up, they don't be quiet no more. Then
Well,
stuff turned to
he got
rape.
long money though. He got long money though. You know what I'm saying?
That money,
He got long money.
he wasn't giving it to them.
Nah,
That's
he
why they
wasn't getting.
hit him with that. They say I'm
But
gonna get it one way or another.
but
Because
he
in a civil case, all you gotta do is just prove your case. She can prove that it was some drugs dealt and he had sex. That's all she had to do. That's an easy case. Not the same in criminal court. You know what I'm saying? That's why they can't use that information. That's what he's not saying. That shit crazy. You ain't gonna tell us about his rape. On the thing, you don't say nothing about no rape. They clear, like you said, clearly they got people out there with rape charges while he don't got no rape charges. If he's a rapist, what you trying to blend all that together to make a point? Like you say, none of it ain't
well,
cool. But
220. It's not a fact. It wasn't. It wasn't a fact if it was supposed to go to trial or not. That wasn't a part of the actual outline of the argument. The argument is that the brother made a claim that Bill raped Andrea Constrand, and I said, who did he rape? And that's who he said he raped. And I said, he didn't rape anybody. And he said, yes, he did. And I said, where's rape at? I said, because if you look at the legal definition of the word rape, this is rape. when you look at the legal definition of what he was charged with, sexual assault, this is sexual assault. It becomes rape when penetration is done without permission. He did sexually assault her. He put his hands on her while she was under the influence or something. However, she had the ability to tell him no.
I think she took it. Like, you
Yeah,
took
she
that, but you knew what that was. Stop. You just switched the script up because now you want that bread, man. And you can. All you gotta do is tell a lawyer what he gave you. What? Oh, then we gonna spend that like that. We finna all get paid.
right,
I ain't act like that don't
because they
happen, man.
felt like, and we
Long-winded bill.
because they wanted a specific amount of money from him that he wasn't willing to pay. So they took it to trial, and then he paid whatever he paid before because he paid her once before. That's why it was a mistrial.
Taking money, man. You taking money and you want just when you got right. That's weird, man. That's always been weird to me. Somebody that you want to get paid instead of somebody going to jail that violated you. You want to get some money from it. That is
Yeah, it makes it harder on real rape victims. That is why
right.
also that I went to Philadelphia to show people that they make a clear distinction between sexual assault and rape in their court systems. No matter how we define it, Philadelphia has the authority to say it based on the evidence. They know the law. We're talking about the justices. They know the
lawyers
difference
know that
in
too.
the law. They know what we don't know. So they know that when it's rape and when it's not, because that lawyer would have tried Bill Cosby for rape.
Exactly. They didn't because they ain't had that case. They was gonna lose that because they was gonna make her look bad. They gonna have
Correct,
to.
because she had some money before. He didn't got me on Science with Sean talking about Bill Cosby. Sweet take laughing, and he ran off too. And then the girl in the background was trying to help him. The girl in the background was trying to help him. She was trying to tell him, well, what about this? None of that stuff that she was talking about mattered because it didn't. What matters is the definition of the word rape and the definition of the word sexual assault. And when sexual assault becomes rape, he never made that bridge. It never. How could you say that sexual assault becomes rape? And it gives you the definition. When sexual assault becomes rape is when penetration is allowed, but he was never charged of rape, which goes back to my point. What I told him in the chat, I told Chavis, I told a brother in the chat that when it comes to penetration, it then becomes rape. Did he penetrate this lady? He said in the deposition, he jacked off and played with a kid.
Well, based on
that boy freaky, I know that.
Right. Everybody got, like whatever. That's what that man
he
do
ran,
on the side, I guess. He ain't right, but it is what it is.
Dude came, he was talking crazy, y'all, before we hit the live button. He was talking smack. Talking about he was a debater. He went to college to debate and do all of that. If he went to college to debate and do all of those things, he would have made his argument the moment that he took the evidence and made the evidence say that it went from sexual assault to rape. But you can't do that if he was never charged for rape. You can't say that. You just really can't say that it was rape there.
That's why he had to establish the straw man first.
He tried to change the charge, bro. How you change the charge?
Man, it clearly say what the charge is, bro. It clearly got rape cases out there, rape victims. Apparently based on that she's an assault victim. That's based on the technicalities. You don't have to like it. It is what it is. That's the law, man. Go to your local thing and change that. You know what I'm saying? Don't argue with us about it. Go to law school. Argue with the court. Argue with the judge.
He thought he had that smoking gun. If you would have been paying attention, the articles he pulling up say sexual assault.
Yeah, no. I know that. I trust me. Everything that he said sexual assault because he was never accused of rape. So you can't put a charge on a person that he never was tried for. So you lose. Well, all right, ladies and gentlemen, we had $1,000 for him to come on here and show and prove that the man raped the lady, and he had no evidence of proving that the lady raped. You know what I'm saying? He tried to say, well, he raped
he had
the
the
past.
semantic
So,
fallacy, bro. He was projecting
exactly.
that
I
shit on
wasn't even
you.
gonna play that game.
That I'm listening like, man, come on, bro. You changed the words. It don't say what you said. You trying to make it say what you said based on that original definition. That, bro, we not talking about that. We talking about what this man was charged for. It don't match what you said. You call this man a rapist. You can't do that. Not based on what that man charged. And now that man free. And that man saying he ain't never he stood his ground. So I don't know what he talking about. What that man said, talking about he admitted to doing something. He ain't admit to raping nobody. He
Yeah, I
admitted
don't
to
know
getting
what he's
free.
talking about.
Yeah, he never showed where he did that either. Ultimately, he just tried to argue he tried to argue and think that he's gonna slick his way. But had I not ever asked him, had I not ever asked him to have a loud talk, we wouldn't have never get that out of him.
And he did
He would
better
have
with the
talked.
last time. He pulled up that deposition. He tried to frame me.
Yeah, he did do that.
Tried to convince us with the Benadryl. Come on, man. Everybody take Benadryl, bro. Nobody around here
My
passing
dog
out.
take Benadryl.
Come on, man. You just gonna go to sleep. Get somebody, but you gonna be mad if somebody wake you. Gonna get some good sleep. Well, you can get woke up, man.
My dog don't even go to sleep. Cause you build a tolerance for it though. See?
You can,
Yeah.
especially if you take it all the time. You ain't gonna just tell me this lady, like, come on, man. He
He
thought
tried
it
to
was
kick him out.
some enhanced, some natural. Come on, man. You know what that was. Bill get that out. He been giving it out because apparently the ladies like it. They come fuck with him.
Yeah, I don't
They
understand why anybody would be taking pills from somebody. Oh,
like, come on, man.
She
That
knew
says
she
something
knew
about
what
you.
was
He
going
was
on,
taking it.
Mika. She knew what was going on, Mika.
yeah.
You can't. That's my first thing. Don't just take pills from people. Yeah, you don't know what it is. Just okay. What? You crazy.
Man, I would have got all the character witnesses on that bitch. Yeah, we seen she popped these all the time. Yeah, but that
But she got something in her counter right now. It's right there in the bathroom. Yeah, she gave me some.
Girl, you right. Come here. Let me give you some pills. Okay.
How
shit
did
don't
that
make
sound? Nope. All three? Yeah, take all three. The fuck? You popping them all. You don't just pop no shit you ain't never seen before. Gotta be a crash dummy. They know how to get that money though. You gotta switch up the whole game on them. Like they doing Ti, like they do all them niggas, man. They got money.
Well, it's clear that old girl she wanted money. She said that. That's
Tell
why
me.
it's a civil suit. Yeah, it's a
Right.
civil suit. So look,
All you gotta
hold
do is be
on.
cool, man.
In honor of Bill Cosby coming home, yo, I gotta do this for everybody. I gotta do this. Hold on. I gotta pay homage now. What homage is due.
Boy stood his ground, man. Boy,
Yeah, I
he's
gotta
not
do this
guilty,
though.
man.
Hold on, I'm finna interrupt you. Finna interrupt you. Here we go.
I want to talk about Cash App.
No, I don't.
Cash
I
App.
don't want to talk about Cash App. Here we go.
Tell the truth about me. Tell the truth about me and apologize, and I'm gone. I don't want one dime. Apologize, and I'm gone. And here's the other stipulation. Do it within 7 days. Do it within 7 days. Within 7 days, tell the truth and apologize, and I'm gone. If I gotta keep drawing this out, if I gotta keep stepping away from my motherfucking bread, I gotta keep stepping away from my $12 million fundraise. My $12 million fundraise. If I gotta keep stepping away from my desk to answer these phone calls, just do it within 7 days. Apologize, and I'm gone.
And this is what it come to. This is what it come to. Man, I get this is what it come to. Shit. In the fire, I reside like the money do. Niggas are trying, wearing wise at the rendezvous. Don't nothing kill nigga like need money do. For nothing, peel niggas, you sweet as honey do. Ain't never been ashamed to look up in the mirror. Hit all my fears and imperfections made them disappear. People weird, be projecting all their insecurity. Whatever they said he did that shit, I'm fucking sure. Behind the foreign car, those inexpensive jewelry. I got a heart made of gold, motor beat it pure. And they say hell had no fury like a woman scorned. Fuck that, I'm cranking up the jury. Who you lying on, shawty? Extortion, is that what you got your mind on, shawty? Tell her get it how you live, shawty, I ain't going for it. I'ma take it all the way, yeah, I dare the week. Bitch, you thought this shit was sweet, now I pay in the week. And you can take this shit or leave it, I'm just saying my P. Better look at all the traffic when you play in the street. Go put your face and reputation on it. These kind of claims deserve more than anonymous provocative conversation, don't it? They say let hit them with the 1-2. You see how many other niggas did been done to? Speak for the people, all you did we can undo. Welcome to the COINTELPRO Part 2. Damn, this is what it come to. Yeah. And this is what it come to. This is what it come to. I get this is what it come to. Shit. Okay, yachts on the Atlantic, Cleveland, not misunderstand it. I keep none against their will. If they leave that, they disadvantage. Bitch, I'm above and beyond. Libra skills to sit my key on. Heebie-jeebie be gone to see all the bullshit she on. Approach me with that whole shit. I step on that hole like Dion. See, chivalry and misogyny is quite adjacent, obviously. The object of the game and kill the king. So till the blade meet my neck on the guillotine, I'ma be standing tall like a statue. Nigga, fuck that he say, she say. If the receipt say that shit ain't faction, I was built for all this shit. God sent me here with a mission. This time can't let no human or no demon interfere with. And you feeling can't conceal it. Broke your spirit trying to heal it. That the real Atlanta. A lot of real white folks up in Buckhead wanna steal Atlanta. Kill and destroy everything that feel Atlanta. Fuck that, I'm still Atlanta. Send me from putting up billboard facing double body. And 12 were asking me about them, but I stayed silent. They brought my house and found a gun. I was on probation. All cause I won't participate in their investigation. I went to jail for a year, hiding my career. But by the time I made it home, he got a cave thrown at. Told him then, maybe you should chill. He said, listen, tip they ballin' while they want me, I'ma be ballin' till they get me. Had to digest what he said, let it sit a minute. Had to respect his shit, like it or not, at least he committed. Willing to face whatever consequences for his vision. While I'm up against some lying ass bitches. Damn, this is what it come to. Yeah. Yeah, well, this is what it come to. This is what it come to.
Cause if I gotta keep step away from what I got going on, step away from my biz, step away from my weed and my weed charge, I don't want to keep doing this. So tell the truth and I'm gone. How about that? 7 days.
Hey man, I swear he got that from Jehudi. I ain't gonna lie. I think Jehudi was in on this. Jehudi was in on the end of the video, dog. Straight up. Pure Black, you're incorrect. He testified, but his testimony in the murder trial was forced on him because he was already under a charge, a federal charge. So they forced him to do that, but his testimony was null and void because he didn't point a finger and say who did what because he said he didn't see shit. So that's null and void. And the dude in the pen that, you know what I'm saying, who got convicted of the charge never blamed him for testifying and none of that. Yeah, man. So listen, man. My bad, man. You can't go back to sleep. You know what I'm saying? But I had a brother on. He ran from us. He didn't want to pay me my $1,000, so he ran. He bet me $1,000 that he was gonna come on here and prove that Bill Cosby raped Andrea Constrand. And I don't know how he gonna pure trolling. 220. Don't let him get you. He just trolling. I don't know how he gonna change a sexual assault charge to a rape charge. He would have been the first person in the history of law to change a charge from sexual assault to rape. Because if it was sexual penetration, it is no longer, listen to me, ladies and gentlemen. In the definition that we read, it is no longer sexual assault once penetration begins. That was the dagger. The dagger was simple. As soon as, let me pull it back up for everybody. Let's see if I can do it. And to see what they come to. And
That boy said the CI.
yeah, that boy crying. Don't get kicked out of my chat, Pure. Don't get blocked. All right, so look. Let me do this one more time for everybody. I want y'all to see the dagger. This is the dagger, okay? And then he agreed upon, this is what he wanted to use. So he agreed upon this, the Embry Law Firm, okay? Look what it says in sexual assault. Any type of sexual contact or behavior that occurs without the explicit consent of the recipient. Following under the definition of sexual assault are sexual activities as forced sexual intercourse, forcible sodomy, child molestation, incest, fondling, and attempted rape. Sexual assault is classified as rape when penetration is included in the act. It is no longer sexual assault when penetration is included in the act. That was the dagger. That was the dagger. It's just that simple. So for the man to come on here and say, you know, that's what he wanted to use. That was the source. And since he was such a debater, he should have understood that it is no longer sexual assault when penetration is involved. So there was no penetration involved. Okay, he grabbed the Tutti Frutti, which he'd been used to grabbing because you've been letting him grab it for a long time anyway. So he grabbed the Tutti Frutti. He grabbed the meow. Got it drippy. And he said it. I was at the point where she could have consented to saying no. She just laid back, spread them legs a little wide, and enjoyed it. She probably gave him some type of sloppy, but she didn't want to admit that. You feel me?
She came over there for man. She had a sugar daddy. Oh, Bill was a sugar daddy.
Right. But listen to what I'm saying, y'all. It is elevated to rape once penetration occurs. Now, on the same post, I told him, I said the key word in the argument is penetration. He ain't even trying to message me, bro.
He right.
Bro. He probably done blocked me and everything, bro. It's alright. It's alright.
He said it. He tried to make it like you was contradicting yourself. No, man, you contradicting yourself, man. You pulling up the papers and then we go to the charge, man. The charge don't match what you said.
Keep on playing, Pure.
Yeah, you gonna beg Sean to take this down?
Nah, I ain't taking it down.
Cause he look real.
I ain't taking it down. He asked was it recorded, and I told him yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so
live on Slick.
I did, didn't I? Yeah, I said, hold on. Yeah, I said, hold on. I said, hold on.
I'm looking at that. We live like a motherfucker. I got this notification.
Hey, I knew. Hey, listen, I wouldn't let them get away from this.
He said, yeah, hold on, wait a minute. Click. That what you said? Yeah. Go ahead, get that out. Get that out real fast. You out here looking crazy. Like what? Yeah, what is Charles saying again? Mm-hmm. Oh, so he's using the semantic fallacy. Oh,
he's using the semantics, bro. I was sitting over here thinking about this shit the whole time. If Sean laid the argument out, no, this not rape, it's sexual assault, and he's still trying to use it, like, yo, bro, you using semantics, bro.
That's what they do, man. They project.
Get us with the layman term for rape. No, bro, that's the everyday term for rape.
That's why
I lock us in the incident.
220. Sloppy. Yeah, sloppy. You know what I'm saying? That's another word for knowledge is power. You know, they could not brains. I just gotta leave it like that. Like I can't get too specific.
That goddamn gluck.
She nibbled on the fallacy. The phallus is what they say. They call it in Kenya. The phallus.
Man, hopefully they get to y'all with that shit, bro. That's bullshit.
Nah, he gonna have to fuck around and pay that, man.
Nah, he ain't paying nothing. He trying to fight her all the way. She loses steam though. When she came out and said she wanted an apology, she would lose the steam. She done got all them girls together. Look, she done got all them girls together. Told them they were gonna get some money, and she done lost the steam. And one of them, a couple of the females done backtracked.
They don't want to get put out there. You're gonna look bad. You gotta.
Yeah, they gonna lose that day. They get out there like that. I Bill do more time than most rappers, man. That's a fact. He did his time like a G though. His old ass, 80-something years old, slept on that hard ass bunk.
You know what I'm saying? That boy said he not going to that sex offender thing. He not no sex offender, boy. He just like to get jacked off. Boy, say he ain't make nothing, boy. You got him messed up. You better check his charge and check the fact that he beat that he free, man. Better leave that man alone, man. Who beat that?
Bill more of a real one than Tekashi.
For real.
Way realer.
Way realer than that nigga. That nigga stood the test of time. I thought that boy gonna die in there. I like, man, they won't let that boy out.
Hey, I'm gonna show you how it all work out. Bill finna get out. Bill gonna end up making some goo-wop watch. He gonna make some bread. Yeah. Somebody gonna want his life story. They gonna want to know how he was in the pen. I'm telling you, they gonna want to know how it was.
No, they gotta get a movie off that.
Gonna be a little lifetime.
Yeah, they gonna give him a life. Yeah, that's what it is, a lifetime movie.
Yeah, Bill in the County Blues, and going. Then he gonna go to the penitentiary. Get to get on the bus.
What R. Kelly got? What R. Kelly got? 5 years or something?
Man, I don't know, man. He out of there though.
And that boy be making every excuse to try to get out too. COVID is
They beat me up in here.
Nah, bro.
Yeah, you gotta do that time. As much as I, you know what I'm saying, I used to smash to your music, bro. You gotta do that time.
Yeah, you was weird. That was some. You got too much weird shit going on, bro. I can't stand behind you, cause you out here.
I'm surprised I don't want to put no fire on his ass. Shit, playing with people's daughters around here.
They was getting that money, man.
Get paid.
Tell them that shit is real, man. These people be taking that money, they'll do anything. As soon as that money start actually getting money.
Now you gotta be careful, 220. We know that boy ain't innocent. We seen them damn tapes.
Oh yeah, 220. He ain't innocent. I'm with you on. Well, Bill wasn't innocent, but Bill was innocent based on how they did him. You know what I'm saying? But Kels is guilty. He pissed on the little girl.
Y'all seen it, man.
I denied it. I
ain't even seen that one. I ain't even seen the one where he peed on her. I seen the one where he was smashing another young little girl though.
Man, we seen that back when we shouldn't even been watching that.
We shouldn't even been watching that, bro.
Look at we seen that, man. Oh, this man out here pissing on. What kind of weird ass shit is that? Why is she just doing that? Why is she just letting this man pee on her? She crazy.
Now notice he wasn't charged with rape.
Who that? Kelly? No, I think it was consensual.
Mm-hmm.
What R. Kelly was charged with?
I think it was sexual assault too. Let me see. Let's look it up. Let's be honest.
They on the age too. I think that was the weirdest thing. Like we got a thing for young ass girls. Like that was his preference. That shit weird, bro. I ain't never understand that.
10 counts of sexual abuse.
Because they're young.
Yeah, he got sexual abuse charges. Ten counts, and one of them said, and now the star is charged with 21 counts of making child pornography involving intercourse, oral sex, urination, and other sexual acts.
Oh, yeah, wow. No lie. I tell you.
Yeah, 220. We know he ain't get convicted, but he's still guilty, bro.
Yeah, he guilty. He guilty of some of that stuff he did. He pissed on the girl. He guilty of
that. It was recorded. That's child pornography, man.
I'm a witness.
Yeah, he guilty.
This shit crazy, bro.
everything is crazy. You see this fool? This fool said they're gonna tell them HBCUs to sort them out. Eat these nuts. Yep. He said they got too many primary sources on our Kelly.
He got primary sources on his own self, bro. That's crazy.
You all these things, yourself, bro. You all at least cover your face up, bro. You all in the camera.
220. I agree with you, but she didn't move. She got the golden shower. Tinkle, tinkle. And I look, I try to put it on. I'm trying to put that on R. Kelly, bro. I was of the belief that was not R. Kelly, because you know what I'm saying. I was still on TP. Well, I was on TP3. I was banging at TP3, man.
Yeah, it went in, man.
I was banging at TP3.
That was that boy Kelly, man. Then my thing is he has so many. I didn't even know he had that many more. I'm like, man, bro, why aren't you?
Bro, he ain't had to do none of that, bro. He ain't had to do none of that, man. He could have got a grown lady and pissed on her.
That's the thing, though. Like, you ain't have to do it, but you still doing it. That show me how sick you is.
Real talk.
Yeah, he's sick, bro. He's sick.
You recording it, you want to watch it again.
Man, I know motherfuckers that ain't got nowhere near the money that he got. They got regular people money. And they spit like, yo, nah, man. You ain't have to do that, bro. You definitely ain't have to do that.
That
Nigga
boy,
must
he
be at work.
said he was abused. That's what caused him to do that.
I mean, some people it end up being that, but that ain't just that's, you know what I'm saying? That's not no justification.
You want to stop that cycle instead of continuing it. That would be my thing. I know it worked out both ways, but like I would be more inclined to stop the cycle than continue it. That
Wait,
boy.
20 Love said she not a fan of R. Kelly, but he's innocent. She need to come here and tell me why she think he innocent.
Yeah,
Hey, listen. I am a fan. Okay, I don't care what these conscious Negroes say. I am a fan of his music. Listen. The last album that I bought it wasn't Chocolate Factory. What was it? Hold on, let me pull up my iTunes. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I'm gonna tell y'all the last R. Kelly album that I get. The last R. Kelly album that I get. Can you just pull up my R. Kelly's from the iTunes on my laptop, please? Let me go to albums. Hold on, y'all. I'm in the D's. I'm in the M's. I'm past Nipsey. I'm in Rick Ross.
You letting this girl off the hook. You need to see this
Rah
evidence.
Rah. The last, I got 12 play on Tidal, TP3, TP2, R. Kelly. I got the R album, Love Letter, Black Panties. Black Panties is the last R. Kelly album I get. After Black Panties, I couldn't do no more.
Yeah, you a real fan, because I ain't even heard of Black Panthers.
Black
Panthers came out before the allegations. Black Panthers came out before the allegations, you know what I'm saying?
What's on that?
It must not have been popping like that, because as soon as the allegations happened,
it was because listen, bro, he got the song on there. He just want to marry the PP. That's the one.
Yeah.
I gotta hear that.
He got Jeezy, Future, the Migos on that album.
Oh yeah, that was the one. Then so I gotta check that out.
I ain't never heard that.
And he got Ludacris on there too. He had everybody in Atlanta. Man, he can listen to me. This whole album got everybody in Atlanta on the album. This fool did a whole Atlanta album. Yeah, man.
Kelly got the little girls in the house.
The whole time. The whole time. He was wrong. Listen, I couldn't even take. Look, let me share my screen. I couldn't even take. I don't even see how he did. He took that picture right here.
Don't do it, man.
Look at the all them grown women around him, bro. How could you take this picture and then have some little girl turn you on, bro? You see this?
Sick, bro.
That wasn't for him, man. That was just for that was for the people. That was for the image.
Yeah, that was
he had his preference. He told y'all that AIDS wasn't. He said,
"Man, you can look at that nigga dressed like he's 16, bro. You can tell that nigga a pedophile."
I didn't know that boy couldn't read though. That would fuck me up when I went down. Like, man, he can't read, bro.
Yeah, man. It just all his flaws started coming out after he got hit with them claims. They started somebody couldn't read and do all this other stuff. I was like, God damn, R. Kelly, I can't keep messing with you, bro. You illiterate.
You got niggas fucking you over on your contract because you can't read. You just getting all this money, niggas just eating off you, kid. And you just spending it on little girl. Got flying little girls all over. Man, this shit crazy. When the crazy part is he had people helping him though. They was enabling that man, bro.
Yep.
Mika,
Getting them little
Mika,
girl.
Mika, where you at? I'm
Right
using my
here.
tell JJ quit requesting me. I'm not going to accept a friend request from another JJ 7000 page. I ain't accepted the other 10. I ain't accepted the other 10 pages he got. I'm damn sure I ain't finna accept this one.
Right. I'm not even friends with him. Yeah. Dude is nuts.
Well, I ain't gonna hold y'all up, man. It's 2:30 in the morning. In some places, it's 1:30 in the central, and I know it's 11:39, 40 in the west. So it's been a nice little tickled show. Of course, the brother he in Cali too. The dude that was on, he in Cali. We had this dude come on here, stunt in front of us, and then agreed to the definition. And then he didn't want to read that last word when he was reading it, y'all. That's why I went back and read what he read, where it says sexual assault is classified as rape when penetration is included. Once you say that, it is no longer sexual assault. So he was not accused of sexual assault. Sexual assault can be elevated to rape when penetration is included. That ends the conversation. So, moral of the story is this: I'm not gonna let you win when I know it's easy money on the line. That's the moral of the story. He ran away with our $1,000. Now we already knew we wasn't gonna get $1,000. I'm gonna go ahead and tell everybody on the list. I'm gonna tell everybody. I wasn't gonna do nothing but pay my people. My people was gonna get paid. That Kofi, that Sutek, that's Chavis. I even go give Meek about $100. It wasn't mine.
Yo, what's his name? Let me start my trolling.
His name is what's his name?
I'd be like,
Kevin
give my money.
Kevin Gibson.
Gibson. Yeah, his name Kevin Gibson. He owed us $1,000.
Need that, bro.
Kevin Gibson owed us $1,000.
Committing semantic fallacies, projecting them hoes on other people.
$1,000. You know what I'm saying?
He thought we didn't know what fallacies we
I
was too.
split up the other 5.
We know what fallacies we too.
I just needed I needed 500 from him.
That's it. We split that.
Everything, you know this a fact, bro. Come on now. You know this a fact. That's how she got here. That's how she got here. The Isley brothers. Somebody before the Isleys. That's how she got here. Everything said after Kells got locked up. The white boys took over R&B. Maybe it was a setup. Yeah, man. But I ain't gonna hold everybody up, man. I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna leave the show up too. I'm gonna leave the show up. Mika, if you find him he on Facebook. If you find him, Mika, he owes us $1,000.
Yeah.
Yeah, he need to pay that. I know we ain't gonna get it. You know what I'm saying? I know he was stunning. He looked like he ain't got $1,000. They eat tacos. You know what I'm saying?
Hey man, they ain't Cali, bro.
Yeah.
He gonna be hiding for a while.
All motherfuckers eat is taco.
Real talk. Tacos, burritos, nachos, carne asada fries. You know what I'm saying?
I could go for one of them. I can go for one of them tacos with one of them veggie tacos with mango sauce.
The mango sauce will be going hard though.
Yeah, some tacos. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
The motherfucking chicken tacos. Yeah, that shit fire.
She didn't holler out her kids was created from Wu-Tang and EPMD. You was in the car, wasn't you?
Yeah, it was on my way to the club.
You was on your way to the club. You was in the bathroom. You know, cuss me out. 220, I'm just playing. Yeah, man, I'm gonna hold y'all. I'm gonna go ahead and crash out, man. I gotta get up in a couple of hours. Apparently, I have to take my son to the doctor. So wish him well.
You'll be all right, man.
All right, so I appreciate y'all joining me on the panel, man, and kicking with us tonight. This wasn't an episode of Science with Sean. This was an episode of crazy and stupidity at its best. I'm gonna go ahead and let the panel say their thing.
This is an episode of Pseudos with Sean.
That's a fact. Kofi said, "Who the hell is this dude?" It was real.
Perpetrator. Don't come on side with Sean. Don't hit the link unless you can substantiate what you said. Don't change it up when don't try to lock people in to no straw mans just to try to make a point. That's all I gotta say.
Fact. Nigga, you got something you want to say? You wasted your time too.
That was easy though. Fast.
It was. Before we went live though, he wanted to argue over debate structure. They're like, man, we ain't got to do all that, bro. We keep it simple. But yeah, man, you know, I appreciate everybody hanging out with us, man. It was real. It was fun. But we're gonna go ahead and wrap this thing up. I am gonna leave it up for people who want to go back and peep it. But just for people to understand and know that I did define it prior to the debate and or the conversation, and he didn't read the full extent of what he was trying to argue because he kept trying to make sexual assault rape. It becomes rape when penetration occurs. So it's no longer sexual assault. It is now classified as rape. That's why it's a broad definition, because once penetration is involved, it's rape. You said, okay, all right, I misunderstood. Well, you need to have some kids if you can have them.
You don't listen to R&B, that's why.
Crazy, bro. But yeah, man, on that note, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna do a little advertising. Look, go get Kofi book. Kofi book is out. Beautiful Lessons of Kamoyo. Do not be the one to not have that book. Man, go get it, man. Let me drop the link in the chisel.
Yep, and I want to thank Kofi for my prize. It's
what prize?
Soon.
With your cheek.
My prize I won.
You want no damn prize. All right, y'all. We is out.
Log in to KofiPaisaTV.com and get Spears of the Mossy Volume 1 by Kofi Paisa Research Team, from Spears the Pen Volume 2 by Kofi Paisa Research Team, Spiritual Combat Volume 3 by Kofi Paisa Research Team, One Night Before Bed by Any Harret Shun Calfunny, Kalawa's Trip to the Motherland by Kofi Paisa, From Cocaine to Consciousness by Any Harret Shun Calfunny, As I Learned, We All Learn by Kofi Paisa. Also, if you want fresh merch, go to our online store, Family Connect Apparel, and get all the brands. Also, get our 54 deck of quiz and educational cards available now on KofiPaisaTV.com.